Hi everyone. Today we're going to be talking about AI hallucinations in critical system. That's including the detection, prevention, and the mitigation. Now, when artificial intelligence system confidently generate false information, the consequences extend far beyond simple errors. In critical infrastructure such as healthcare, legal proceedings, and cybersecurity operations, AI hallucination represent an emerging threat factor that demands immediate attention and systematic mitigation strategies. Now, before I begin, allow me to introduce myself. I'm Mika, head of Zentara Labs. I have over 17 years of experience driving digital transformation across ASEAN, and right now specializing in cybersecurity and AI-powered enterprise solutions. Right now, I have a privilege of building AI labs at Zentara, where we focus on cybersecurity, cyber intelligence, and enterprise solutions. Now, throughout the webinar journey, I will guide you through 5 steps, which is we will start with the why this matters now, like let's establish the urgency with the real-world precedents and current threat landscape. After that, we move on to the what are AI hallucination technically, including the root causes, training incentive, and what are the confidence paradox. And then after that, we will discuss about the real-world failures, like there are some case studies that I can share around healthcare, SOC operations, and even supply chain attack. And then after that, we move on to the detection technique. What are the practical methods for identifying hallucinated outputs? Last but not least, I will close this with the career implications, especially for professional development, and what are the future challenges. So, the question is, why this matter now? In 2024, Air Canada customer service chatbot hallucinated a bereavement fare discount policy that actually didn't exist. So customers rely on this fabricated information to book a ticket, and when the airline refused to honor the non-extend discount, a Canadian tribunal ruled that Air Canada was liable for its chatbot promises. Now, the company couldn't argue that bot was a separate legal entity. These were only a tip of the iceberg. Globally, there are 56.4% increase in AI security incidents, 47 enterprise user made flawed decisions, and time spent was 4.3 hours per week just to do fact-checking AI. Now, the critical insight here is that hallucination is not a bug to be fixed. It is a structural property of how these models work. Now, our job as a cybersecurity professionals is to build systems that remain safe despite of this property. Now, let's go to what are AI hallucination. Technically, an AI hallucination occurs when the model generates output, mostly large language model, that is plausible sounding, but factually incorrect, fabricated, or even unsupported by its training data. The NIST AI 600 used this term called confabulation, which is borrowed from the neurology, where it describes a patient confidently reporting memories that never occurred. Now, the parallel is instructive. Large language model, or LLM, don't know things. They predict the statistically most likely next token in a sequence. Now, this happens because 3 root causes. There are training data limitations, incentive misalignment, and also context reasoning limits. Now, when it comes to training data limitations, the problem here is that not many LLM have such a great number of training data, right? Now, this could be happen for 1 or 2 things, like for example, if the LLM the large language model is about geared toward the healthcare industry. They don't have enough healthcare data. So this also happened in the other verticals as well. Now, the second one is the incentive misalignment. So the model might be trained for something, like for example, this the general large language model, but when it be used for other verticals, like for legal proceeding, these are happening, right? So there is kind of like incentive misalignment between the input and also the expected output. The third one, on the context and reasoning limits, this also happens when the model itself not really have a good number of context and reasoning limits. So every large language model have their own context and reasoning limits. So when this kind of like hit the wall, this is where the kind of like output doesn't really match what we need and therefore cause the hallucinations. Now, allow me to share with you what are the confidence paradox. An MIT study from January 2025 found that AI models are 34% more likely to use phrases such as definitely, certainly, and without doubt, especially when generating incorrect information compared to when providing accurate answer, right? So in a way, it's like the more wrong they are, the more confident they sound. Now, the current hallucination rates, unfortunately, even in the best-in-class models, right, which is like 1% out of the general knowledge, on the legal domain, it's reported like 6.4%, even among the top models. In healthcare, it's even worse, even up to 15.6% overall. Same with the scientific research, where there is up to 16.9%. Now, there is also called reasoning models paradox, which is the more advanced they are, this not always mean more reliable. For example, the OpenAI's O3 and O4 Mini hallucinate 33% and 48% respectively on the person QA benchmark. These are actually more than double their predecessor, which is the O1. There appears to be a trade-off between reasoning capability and the factual accuracy in the current architecture. Now, let's move on to the real-world failures. I'm going to share some of the case study. Let's start with the healthcare, where there is this medical imaging AI system that have misclassified benign condition as malignant in approximately 12% of cases, this triggering unnecessary surgical interventions. That sounds really bad. In mental health, AI therapy chatbots have given dangerous advice. One even told an addiction patient to take a small hit of methamphetamine to get through the week. Even OpenAI Whisper transcription system fabricate a misleading content in medical conversation transcription. So lesson learned here. In safety critical domains, hallucination is not an accuracy problem. It's a patient safety problem. Human in the loop is always needed. It isn't a nice to have, and it's actually an ethical requirement, right? So we can say that hallucination happen in one way or another, but when it comes to the safety critical domain, such as like in health or medical, human in the loop is always necessary and irreplaceable. Now, moving on to the cybersecurity. There is this what we call SOC hallucinations. So imagine all tools deployed in SOC causing analysts to chase false leads. Even worse, they can mislabel real threat as benign. AI-generated detection logic may produce rule based on incorrect assumption, causing genuine threats to go unnoticed. AI-generated remediation playbook may not account for real-time system state, leading to changes that actually increase risk. Now, key learning here, in SOC, a hallucinated all clear is actually more dangerous than a hallucinated alert. Automation biases the tendency to trust AI because it sounds confident, and is actually the force multiplier for hallucination risk. Last but not least is a software supply chain, which we call in the software development is a package hallucination attack. Now imagine attackers have discovered that a coding assistant frequently suggests packages that didn't exist. They publish malicious package with those hallucinated names to public repository. Now, as a developers who trust their suggestion, they install those poison package. This is a novel attack vector that directly weaponize hallucination. So the critical insights here, hallucination is not a bug to be fixed. It's a structural property of how this model work. Our job as a cybersecurity professional is to build system that remain safe despite of this property. Now, in the cybersecurity dimension, we have seen hallucination as an incident. Now let's examine it as a threat factor, right? AI hallucination create three distinct attack surfaces that adversaries can exploit, each with different characteristics and mitigation requirements. Now, the three dimension is passive exploitation, active exploitation, and also cascading hallucination attacks. There are also what we call the additional threat factor, right? There is a synthetic data poisoning and the shadow AI amplifier. Now, for the synthetic data poisoning, imagine the attackers introduce a benign looking anomalies over time to shift an AI model's baseline. This usually occurs at the stage of the training of the model itself, where research shows that a very small percentage of intentionally false training data can compromise even the entire data sets. Now, on the shadow AI amplifier, by 2026, which is this year, a privately deployed LLMs outside official oversight represent a significant invisible attack surface. Teams across enterprise have quietly deployed private or even third-party LLM outside IT governments. Now, the thing is, when these shadow models hallucinate, there is no monitoring to catch it whatsoever. Okay, so those are the why, what. Now let's talk about the how. What are the detection technique? Now the thing is, you cannot mitigate what you can detect, right? Hallucination detection require a systematic approach that validate AI outputs against multiple criteria. Now allow me to share 6 proven techniques for identifying when AI system generate fabricate or incorrect information, right? First, there is this self-consistency checking. Second, confidence scoring, refusal training, retrieval augmented generation, which most of us understand it as a RAG, frozen baseline comparison, and domain-specific benchmark. Self-consistency checking. Run the same query multiple times and compare the outputs. If the model give different answer to the same factual question, at least some of them are hallucinate. Now, the research from Google on 2025 show that models with built-in reasoning and self-consistency checking reduce hallucination by up to 65%. Moving on, the confidence scoring. Train or configure the models to output confidence score alongside their responses. Set coincidence thresholds below which output are flagged for human review. The NIST Cyber AI Profile even recommend establishing a confidence threshold that indicate whether an AI output is reliable enough to act upon. Now, refusal training. Research from Atrophic on 2025 identify internal circuits in cloud, which is their own model, that cause its decline answering unless confidence is sufficient. Just a refusal saying I don't know can be trained as a learned behavior, not just a prompt response. This represents a significant advance teaching models that abstention is a safety feature, not really a flaw. The retrieval augmented generation or RAG. So when the model output can be cross-referenced against a verified knowledge base, discrepancies become detectable. RAG implementation have shown 71% reduction in hallucination rates when implemented properly. In enterprise setting, RAG reduce factual errors in multi-step reasoning by 20%. However, RAG, again, is not a silver bullet. If retrieval fails or source conflict, hallucination can still occur. Frozen baseline comparison. Now, what we can do is we maintain a frozen baseline model or dataset that doesn't update. So we compare new AI outputs against this baseline to detect drift and potential hallucination. Implement out-of-band validation via deterministic system. So we kind of like use rule-based system to cross-check AI probabilistic outputs. Last but not least, domain-specific benchmark. Use a specialized benchmark for your domain. Hallucination rates vary dramatically. General knowledge may see only less than 1%, while legal reasoning sees more than 60.4%. Scientific research is even like 16.9%. Your detection strategy must be calibrated to your domain-specific hallucination profile. So the practical tip here, the simple technique that you can implement right now is now asking the same question multiple times and comparing the answer. If responses diverge on factual matters, investigate further. This requires no special tools or even training. Now, before I close, like I mentioned in the beginning, what are the career implications, right, for us? Now, AI hallucination detection and mitigation is becoming a core competency, not a niche specialty. Every security operations center will deal with this challenge. The intersection of AI safety and cybersecurity is one of the fastest growing career areas globally. Understanding both domains make you rare and valuable in the job market. So, especially for students who want to enter cybersecurity or even professionals who want to enter cybersecurity, there are four kind of like craft or things that you guys can follow. We can start with the prompt engineering. Learn to craft precise prompt that constrain the AI behavior and reduce the hallucination probability. There are RAG architecture, the retrieval augmented generation, and understand the architecture, how to build and maintain the retrieval augmented generation system to ground the AI outputs. Next one, the AI red teaming. So it's basically develop skills in adversarial testing of AI system to identify vulnerabilities before attackers do. So imagine as a red teaming, you test the AI system and identify it before the attackers do. Last but not least, the LLM architecture understanding. Grasp the fundamentals of how large language model work to better anticipate failure modes. On the other hand, for the faculty and researchers, the OWASP Maestro framework, which is published on February 2025, for agentic AI threats, is fertile research territory, especially for multi-agent system security. Hallucination detection benchmarks are still immature and domain-specific. There's significant room, especially for academic contribution. The intersection of AI governance, what we call the ISO 42001, and technical AI safety is underexplored, even in Indonesian academic literature. Final challenge, the models will get better, right? Hallucination rates will decline, but they will never reach zero because hallucination is an emergent property of probabilistic system, not an engineering defect that needs to be patched. The question is not whether your AI will hallucinate, but the question is whether your system is designed to remain safe when it does. So that is a cybersecurity problem, and it's our problem to solve. So just kind of like a quick reference for especially for the cybersecurity dimension, there are some, I would say, relevant framework and standards out there. There is OWASP LLM Top 10, which is published in the 2025. So basically, it's misinformation, hallucination that is explicitly listed, recommended mitigation, and that's actually including the RAG that we discussed before, cross-validation, human oversight, and automated output validation. The NIST AI RMF, the NIST AI RMF, AI, or they call AI 600. Like in the beginning, we use the term confabulation, which identified as a core risk of generative AI, and also how this recommends human-in-the-loop validation and confidence threshold. NIST Cyber AI Profile, this also published in 2025, specifically address safeguarding AI defense actions against hallucination, which HITL checks and confidence threshold. Last but not least, the OWASP Maestro, also published in February 2025, is a framework for agentic AI threats, covers autonomy and driven risk, including goal misalignment, tool use abuse, and inter-agent manipulation. There is also the first certifiable AI management system, the AIMS 42001, which standard provides organizational government structure, especially for AI risk, transparency, and accountability. So I've also prepared some key statistics here around, like, for example, in globally, on 2023 until 2024, there is an increase in AI security incidents. This is a report from Stanford back in 2025. There is the enterprise user, percentage of enterprise user made decisions on hallucinated content. Again, industry surveys on 2024. And also, if you look into the bottom, there is this multiple studies done on the hallucination reduction with RAG, which is up to 71%. So again, quick framework. This is all the frameworks that we can use to understand about the AI security. There is the OWASP LLM Top 10, OWASP Maestro, NIST AI RMF, NIST Cyber AI Profile, ISO, ISE 42001, or we call it AIMS, which is the first certifiable AI management system standard, establishing governance, transparency, and accountability. There is also the EU AI Act, which is from the European Union. It's a high-risk AI system requirement with enforcement beginning this year to 2027. And this kind of like setting global precedent on how important this issue is. Last but not least, there is a MITRE Atlas organization. This coming from MITRE organization and adversarial threat landscape framework for AI systems, covering attack patterns and mitigation. So, okay. So I hope it's helpful for all of you to understand about AI hallucination in the critical risk category. And now, if you guys have a question, feel free to ask, and more than happy to answer it. Let me check. Okay, let's see. Okay, Oh yeah, there is this question. Of course, if this is helpful, we will share with you the material based on this talk. We'll share it through email. So I hope it is really helpful. And oh yeah, thank you for Jeffrey. If the slide can be maximized. Okay, let's see if there is any. Okay. Okay. This method can we apply it not only? Okay. Let me answer the question from Henry Houston. The question is, this method can we apply it not only for hallucination but also for more general AI generated text? The quick answer will be yes. However, it depends on what kind of like issue that you are dealing with, right? So there are some again, like for example, RAG may not silver bullet when it comes to dealing with hallucination, but it's actually helpful for to kind of like fix other problems as well. Okay. What are okay? Oh, okay. This is a very good question. So the question is, if hallucination can never reach zero, how do we decide when AI is safe enough to deploy in critical system? That is a very good question. The thing is that it will never reach zero, and for us, especially who are working in the critical system, this is where our job is going to become more important. We need to maintain, and this is basically a risk and mitigation strategy. We need to understand the risk and what are the mitigation strategy when it comes when it's the hallucination is really happening. Okay, let's see. Okay, so what tools or framework should I start running first as a student? Well, there is a lot of like I share. I think if this is really helpful, we'll be more than happy to share with you the deck and materials. So the tools and frameworks, there is like we call the AIMS or ISO 42001. This is something that you guys can learn for a framework, especially for student. There are also NIST, and what I would actually really recommend is the OWASP LLM. This is a very comprehensive framework, especially for students to learn more about the AI hallucination. So okay. What is okay, this is a good question as well. AI hallucination sounds like an AI problem. Why should cybersecurity professional care about it? So again, this is why this webinar is happening, because when it comes to cybersecurity, it is actually a very critical risk sector, right? And it's not only an AI problem. Eventually, there will be a lot of cybersecurity professional who use AI, and this kind of like hallucination will eventually happen. The question is how we can mitigate the risk, right? And what are the strategy? Okay. Let me see. Is there any evaluation method that could know? Okay. This is a good question. Again, from Jeffrey. The question is there any evaluation metrics that is good to use to know the hallucination? Of course. So every sector, they have their own benchmark. So there is like, for example, when it comes to cybersecurity, when we want to benchmark the rate of the accuracy of a model, there is a lot of benchmark that we can use. So again, we don't have to create our own, and just pick the right one, the one that is always being updated, and use it against our model to evaluate our models or AI system perform. Okay, let me check what's the best approach. Okay. Do you found any? Okay, I think I'll answer the last. Oh, yeah, this is the last question. I think I already answered it. Like if hallucination never reach zero, right? Same. Okay. So I guess this is the last question that I'll answer. So do you found any critical prompt that to trick the LLMs? Yes, absolutely. There are a lot of like prompts that we can use to pen test or AI red teaming the model itself. Is either we can create our own or use the existing set of prompt. So this is quite important because red teaming are not only kind of like visible for cybersecurity, but also can be used for the AI system, especially when testing the AI model. Okay. Yep. Okay. So thank you so much, everyone, for your time. Again, I will be we'll be sharing the materials. I hope you all find it helpful. And last but not least, next month, my colleague Farah Nuraini will be presenting Secure by Design, and specifically why your MVP defines your security posture. So Farah is our product manager. She will be sharing about this next month, and the registration is already open in our website. Thank you.